how do you believe Steiner education philosophy can best contribute to contemporary environmental education?
I think by deepening its connection with the earth and with the living world, I think more and more Steiner education needs to combat the separation of children from the earth through the industrial use of screens, to really see that young children really have more time in nature, more time in mud, in clay, in sand, in water, and in experiences which don't involve them in being tested and being pressured into responding in certain ways. Gardening curriculum is wonderfully developed in many schools, but could more deeply be developed. The craft curriculum, hands-on practical awareness of materials and handwork, materials of wood and clay and metal, and then in the more in the upper classes, the movement directly towards engagement with the hiking and adventuring and challenges of the physical body, which really are challenges of the individual who wants to live in that body. To help children to live into their bodies in a deep and rich way requires really a hands-on approach to everything. So I think it's all there in the Steiner curriculum, but I do think it needs to be deepened and deepened. And I do think children need to be actively defended against the electronic world that's coming towards them. And it's intriguing for me that many of the executives and employees of Silicon Valley sent their children to the Waldorf school there.
Yeah.
Because they knew that the very products they're creating really could undermine the imagination with which they created the products. So you cut off the very source of the imaginative faculty by delivering those ready-made imaginations and stimulations from a screen world. You deliver them too early, you just atrophy the natural source of those very things. So you cut the branch off from under your feet by sawing at it, you know? You stand on the wrong side of the branch and saw, you come down. And I think that's what, as humanity, we're doing with our technology. We are rapidly eroding the very imaginative base, which will bring solutions to our crises, environmental crises, personal crises, conflict resolution, antagonism between different cultures, different skin colors, different cultures, different religions, all those clashes and all those effects of all those clashes, and indeed with the environment itself in the exploitation of the world. All of those things arise through our lack of imaginative engagement with the world. If we could engage deeply enough with the world and with one another, we would develop the power of empathy. And empathy is a faculty which comes through the harnessing of imagination and the harnessing of our own individuality. So our separateness is overcome through our imaginative ability to enter into another person's world.
Yeah.
Not to agree with it, but to enter it and say, I understand where you're coming from, and I don't see it that way. But we can still relate to one another, because deeply I am. And you are also an I am. And in our I amness, we meet. And we are equal.